The most unexpected moves from WWE wrestlers. Number 11, Canadian Destroyer by Bad Bunny. Traditionally, fans have had negative views on celebrities entering pro wrestling companies such as WWE. A strong portion of the celebrities that enter the wrestling space are either after a cheap and easy payday or they have something to promote. But Bad Bunny was a name that broke this trend, as when Bunny appeared in WWE in 2021, he presented a genuine love and respect for the art of wrestling. Bunny made his in-ring debut at Wrestlemania 37, and his match was one of the strongest matches of the entire weekend. Bunny wrestled like he had been training for years and didn't shy away from taking huge bumps, and even delivered an exquisite Canadian Destroyer on the outside of the ring to John Morrison. Bunny's performance received widespread praise, and whenever Bunny is announced to appear in any capacity for WWE, the reaction is overwhelmingly positive. Number 10, Chain Wrestling by Braun Strowman and The Big Show. When it was announced in 2017 that Braun Strowman and The Big Show were going to wrestle on Raw, fans were concerned about the quality of the match. Whilst both Strowman and Big Show were talented, it was worried that the two would have a total stinker on WWE's flagship show. Thankfully, everyone who doubted the two were proven wrong. The two had instant and natural chemistry in the ring. The fans came alive when the two started their match in February 2017 by chain wrestling. Yeah, chain wrestling. Two larger-than-life wrestlers exchanging holds and delivering them as well as any technical wrestler in the company was a sight to behold. The two would engage in numerous matches in 2017 and their matches seemed to get better and better. It goes to show that sometimes two wrestlers may be like an odd fit on paper, however when those wrestlers get in the ring, everything clicks and magic ensues. Number 9, Moonsault by Road Dogg. Throughout his career, Road Dogg was considered a good talent inside the ropes. However, he was known for never taking risks when it came to his moveset. This was never necessarily a bad thing, as if a moveset is safe and it's popular with the audience, then there's no logical reason to change things up. However, in late 1999, on a completely random episode of SmackDown, Road Dogg decided that this was the evening that he was going to turn into Rey Mysterio. Road Dogg would team with his New Age Outlaws tag partner Billy Gunn to take on the Hardy Boys in a steel cage match, and in the match, out of nowhere, Road Dogg would ascend to the top rope and flip over and deliver a picture-perfect moonsault. This would be the only time in which Road Dogg would go high risk in this manner, and it's possible that Road Dogg believed that the match was the right time to try something new and unique. Number 8, Hurricane Rana, John Cena. John Cena and CM Punk always had incredible chemistry in the ring, yet their match on Raw in 2013 just hit differently. The two engaged in a classic, and the match wasn't just one of the best matches in Raw history, it was arguably strong enough to main event that year's WrestleMania. The match featured several moves that wouldn't normally be in both men's repertoire. For instance, Punk would deliver a piledriver in the match on Cena, and this came as a huge surprise, as the piledriver was a move that was banned in WWE several years prior. There was an audible gasp when Punk delivered the piledriver, as the fans in attendance knew they had seen a prohibited move. Also in the match, Cena, who is prone to using the same few moves in every match, decided to deliver a Hurricane Rana. This, just like the piledriver, stunned fans, and it highlighted just how comfortable Cena was wrestling CM Punk. Number 7, Suicide Dive, John Cena. Speaking of matches between John Cena and CM Punk, their match at 2012's Night of Champions pay-per-view is often forgotten about, yet it once again featured Cena delivering a completely unexpected move. In the underrated gem of a match, Cena proceeded to deliver a dive to the outside on Punk. It's possible that Michael Cole and JBL on commentary had no idea that the spot was planned, as both sounded totally bewildered. From watching the spot back, it's clear that Punk protects Cena as much as possible, and Punk likely puts Cena's mind at ease heading into the match. The dive to the outside can be an extremely dangerous move, and numerous wrestlers over the years have been seriously injured delivering the move, so to witness WWE's franchise guy executing his own version was an unbelievable visual. Number 6, Hurricane Rana by Kane. Kane is often been labeled as one of the most reliable wrestlers of the past 3 decades. Although Kane's offense was often seen as crisp and more importantly safe, it was a match with Albert in 2001 where Kane decided to expand his moveset for one night only. As Albert had Kane in a powerbomb position, Kane countered the move and unbelievably performed a Hurricane Rana. The crowd erupted for the spot, and rightly so, as it was truly awesome to see a man of Kane's size deliver such an exciting move. The interesting thing about the match was that it was for Kane's Intercontinental title, and Kane ended up dropping the title to Albert in a shocking upset. It's entirely possible, knowing what we know about Kane's character, that he wanted to make the match stand out for all the right reasons. Number 5, Tiger Suplex by Triple H. The opening contest of WrestleMania 30 saw Triple H and Daniel Bryan collide in a first time ever matchup. The matchup was outstanding and was arguably one of the finest matches of both men's respective careers. Due to the game being semi-retired in WWE, fans were used to seeing him wrestle names such as The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, so to see Triple H wrestle someone as technically gifted as Bryan was a welcome change of pace. It was evident that Triple H loved working with Bryan, as Triple H was putting his working boots on for the match, and the more technical and ring-savvy version of the game came to the surface. The former WWE champion even delivered a Tiger Suplex on Bryan in the match, and this is a move that Triple H would never use against any other opponent. Number 4, the Burning Hammer by Brian Kendrick. The Burning Hammer is a move that has been outright banned in WWE for a number of years. However, during the Cruiserweight Classic, Brian Kendrick delivered the move to the total disbelief of the fans. It's possible that Vince McMahon wasn't directly overseeing the tournament, and that's possibly why the move was allowed to be used. Interestingly, AJ Styles used a version of the move on Riddle in 2021, yet AJ's version was heavily modified to avoid Riddle landing on his head, so McMahon likely approved AJ using the move with the condition of the modification. Number 3, the Jumping Tombstone, The Undertaker. For the most part, The Undertaker used a slightly different moveset for each incarnation of his celebrated persona. It's always been a huge deal whenever The Undertaker would deliver a move that wasn't typically in his wheelhouse. Take for instance at SummerSlam in 2008, The Undertaker delivered his own version of the spear to his arch-rival Edge inside the Hell in a Cell. Fast forward to WrestleMania 26 and The Undertaker offered a modification to his iconic Tombstone Piledriver as he defeated and retired the legendary Shawn Michaels by delivering a jumping Tombstone Piledriver. This version of the Tombstone looked insane, and it was extremely rare as the WWE veteran only delivered the move once in a blue moon. Number 2, the Big Show Sunset Flip. A credit to the Big Show is he often attempted to reinvent himself by introducing new moves into his moveset. During a 10-man tag match on an episode of SmackDown in 2014, the big man successfully performed a sunset flip on Eric Rowan. The move came so unexpectedly that even his teammates looked absolutely shocked to what the Big Show had just done in the middle of the ring. But it's not just sunset flips that the Big Show managed to do during his career. There was a point in time where the Big Show used to perform a kip-up in his matches. Normally you'd find kip-ups being done by cruiserweights, but this was a 500-pound man doing this. And believe it or not, there was a point in time when the Big Show used to ascend to the top rope and perform missile drop kicks. The Big Show would perform this move in WCW, and he would also perform the move during his early days in WWE, but those high-risk moves were fizzled out of his moveset later on in his career. And number 1, Diving Splash by Rikishi. The 2000 Fully Loaded pay-per-view was one of the most acclaimed events of the Attitude Era, as across the board every match delivered, and the WWE and their talent produced a pay-per-view that is still discussed over 2 decades later. One of the standout matches on the show saw Rikishi take on Val Venus in a steel cage match, and this was the infamous match which saw Rikishi leap from the top of the cage and deliver a splash onto Venus. This was one of the most memorable yet terrifying spots of the respective era, and it's a miracle that neither man was seriously hurt. Now this move wouldn't have been newsworthy if it was a wrestler prone to high-flying antics delivering it, but the fact that Rikishi was a 400-pound man who was delivering a splash from the top of the cage was truly incredible to witness. But there you have it folks, the most unexpected moves from WWE wrestlers. Be sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.